Chris, so last Tuesday, the election, the municipal elections, right? Here locally, a lot of people talked about not knowing they were even happening. And as you look at the turnout, pretty dismal to say the least.
I saw it was like 7% turnout of eligible voters. How ridiculous is that? You know, if you wonder why our country's been going to hell for the last 50 years or what, it's because voters, good people, don't get out and vote in good people. And so 7%, crazy.
Yeah. Miller County, 1,454 out of 19,010 registered voters for 7.6% turnout. And in Camden County, out of 33,441 registered voters, just 2,156 of them hit the ballots and their precinct on Tuesday. That was a dismal 6.4%. As we look at some of the big races, of course, the mayor of Camdenton, the incumbent John McNabb, and the challenger Dan Owsley. That was pretty contested, right? Figured that would be a massive turnout, right? There was a lot of things online. Of course, we put out our opinion, shared something we saw from Casey Cloak with the Camdenton Chamber. We had talked with others, and the incumbent, Mayor John McNabb, he got nearly 60% of the vote, but just 156 votes. The challenger, Dan Owsley, 107, 263 votes decided this position for the mayor of Camdenton. And although there was a lot of support for the challenger, Owsley, incumbent John McNabb has been reelected. But I think it's good to have awareness of the Camdenton City and Mayor McNabb's office and things going on. And they do have their meeting the first and third Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. And there are concerns currently over they don't offer a live feed or broadcast that meeting, citing expensive cost and how there's no statute or law that requires them. But it'll be interesting with their meeting. It was just the third Tuesday of every month of this week, what went on. But in case you're interested in getting involved, you also look at other things that happen. Osage Beach, there were aldermen that were pretty big positions. You know, there's been a lot of contention and a lot of people getting involved, you would say, in the city of Osage Beach. So all three wards had positions. Now, Bob Osteen, he ran unopposed and was reelected. Now, in Ward 2, Justin Hoffman, the incumbent, gets 58 votes, which was good enough to get him reelected, defeating Carrara and Donovan, two challengers. And here's kind of the surprise. In Ward 3, longtime incumbent Richard Ross was defeated by challenger Rebecca Collins, 79 to 67. So just 12 votes decided that race, just 146 total votes. So newly elected. There are no other changes and big changes in the city of Osage Beach. Look at the city of Lake Ozark. Do you see some changes there?
I did. New mayor there, right? David Ridgely, I think, wins the mayoral, and I think he won that pretty easily. And they probably had a couple of new aldermen come in there.
Yeah, it looked like in Ward 1, Dave Miller defeated the incumbent Sherry Jackson. In Ward 2, Krista Watts defeats David Gregg. And in Ward 3, Drake Schmidt defeated the incumbent Carol Denny. And so you got a new mayor, at least two new aldermen. And so as we look at those newly elected officials being sworn in, the government for the city of Lake Ozark looks, completely different. But I feel a lot of the same momentum that was led with Mayor Dennis Newberry. And right, wrong, or indifferent, it'd be hard to argue in the 4 years that he has been mayor with the trajectory of the city of Lake Ozark. You look at city administrator Harrison Fry, and it was pretty cool to see David Ridgely, you mentioned it, 74% of the votes, beating Johnny Francescos, who is running. He's been mayor before, of course, and the people have spoken, and so it'll be cool to see what Mayor David Ridgely and his board do. But the biggest position in the city is really the city administrator, and so that's Harrison Fry, and we feel like, the city of Lake Ozark is in good hands